another sad vlog. Firstly, before we get into it, most children have got phones, take them into school, maybe have to keep them at the bottom of the bag, not allowed to use them, or they get taken off them. If your child were in school, there was a major incident at that school. I'm not talking about filming said incidents, we don't want that, do we? There's enough of that online. But if they were deeply upset, the classmates, teachers took the phones off and wouldn't allow them to contact you, would that upset you? And obviously not all parents, guardians, carers would be able to attend and pick the children up. Second one, and this is a big one for me, criminal justice system, right? If some wannabe gangster, 15, you can call them a child, I don't care. Wannabe gangster, 15, takes a bladed weapon, a knife, into school and kills someone, then we need to be trying these children as adults. Not softly, lefties, all these people, liberals and that. It's only a child, only a child. No. If you're big enough to do that crime, you get sentenced as an adult. Give them 20-year life sentence, parole sentence. 20 years before they even get a sniff of freedom or more. You know, send out a message. Then, once you get them that sentence, you can manage them as a 15-year-old until they're 18, and then they can go in the big boys, the man's prison. So Sheffield, born and bred me, tragic this, and I'm finding now these stories might be on non-mainstream media, but the mainstream media, there's that many, they're not interested, are they? They don't pursue them unless they have an agenda. So third world country, violence, religion, it's all about that at the moment, isn't it? Covering it up, trying to hide it. South Yorkshire Police spokesperson on TV, a bit like Southport, you know, similar sort of vibe, sentiment, however, not as forceful. Talking about not sharing things on social media. Don't speculate about what's happened in Sheffield at this school. Don't speculate. Truly shocking. Looks very nervous. Maybe South Yorkshire Police are already in the shit and they're involved with somebody else in maybe trying to smudge or cover up something that's happened previously. There are social media posts surrounding this death from parents and the like. You know, I can't sort of take everything as truth because I'm not involved and I'm not there. However, let's just suppose in a fancy world, because we like to do that, yeah? Let's put it to you, right? Me, I'm going to be headmaster of a school, yeah? Someone's coming to my school, a pupil, with a knife. I bet Amazon are shitting themselves now, don't you? Because Amazon, obviously, at the root of all knife crime. I bet they're shitting themselves. Anyway, enough of Amazon. They come into my school. So me, yeah, not being the toughest or best disciplinarian, I send them away for a week and then I let them back in. And they come back into my school, yeah, and they kill one of my pupils. Am I responsible ultimately? Should the responsibility fall on me if someone is sent home with a bladed weapon? Again, if it was really my school, they won't be coming back in. Not ever. Not ever. And I would strongly recommend to all the authorities that this person was flagged up as a danger to other pupils. Safeguarding, that's what it's all about with children. They won't come back in. But should it fall on me if someone's sent home? Should there be a committee that decides whether they get back in? Maybe take a month or two. Or shouldn't they get back in? Now what if it was my school again? So I called police because I didn't really want to tackle this child with a blade. You know, I'm scared or worried about my staff or pupils. So I call in. I'm living in Sheffield. That's my fantasy. South Yorkshire Police, they come in. Now me, not being honest, you know, my school, I gaslight people. Nothing to see here. So I've done that now, I've gaslighted. You can contact parents, can't you, via text now. School's closed because we've had, you know, 2 millimeters of snow, that sort of thing. I remember walking to school, it was almost above my head. I was only 5. But again, that's where we're at now, isn't it? So yeah, I've gaslighted people. And the police that I phoned in my school, yeah, I just tell them they were there for training purposes, maybe a training day or something like that. Ultimately, again, would I be responsible? That's just my fantasy, that, me being headmaster and having control of things like that. But here's the thing now, we're now becoming numb to this, unless it's directly affecting us, like in Sheffield, everyone in Sheffield schools, particularly All Saints, pupils and that, parents, concerns, worries. Do we need now, seriously, so I don't believe the establishment's going to do it, they'll come on TV and say how upsetting it is and send their kindest regards to the family, which for me means nothing. Yeah, it's very cold, isn't it? It's almost like their duty. Do we need to start putting security, physical security, around our schools? Yeah, I've seen one or two. I saw one in Hull that looked like a prison. It was in a rough area. Again, that's social poverty and the like, isn't it? It's not always necessarily the people who live there. They just end up just in a rut. In a rut. Fencing, razor wire, fencing inside, cameras. And then everyone who goes into that school, most of them are checked now in schools. They check for their planner, don't they? And if they haven't got the planner, they get sent home. But they go through airport style security, a portal. Now them portals, when they wanted to introduce them into prisons, people were saying, you know, you can see everything you've got and all this. In the interest of keeping our children safe, I'd do anything that was necessary. Was this preventable? A young lass I knew weren't allowed to take a phone into school. Threatened to take a video of the headmistress and put it online. Yeah? So she weren't allowed to take a phone, so she was searched. The bag was searched on the way in. However, you can't strip search pupils. You know, if it takes an airport style security to keep our kids safe, they're all locked in now, I believe. Gates are shut and the like. Then that's what we need to do. It's out of control. Knife crime. No one gives a toss, do they? They honestly don't. You see people with machetes and the like going to court, they don't even get a slap on the wrist. If people commit offences against children and women, it's happening, yeah, and walk out of court, how do you expect to deter anyone from this sort of crime? How do we protect our children? It's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. And no one's doing anything about it. Except persecuting Amazon. Because like they're at fault. Just going to leave it there, guys. God bless Harvey, his family, all the pupils in any school that possibly are at risk of these gangsters carrying knives, make themselves look big. Sentence as an adult. Just gonna leave it there, guys. Thanks for your continued support. We need to stick together. Tough times coming, but I'm forever hopeful. I'm forever hopeful. Brian? Therapy. Best kind. Al City.